When and what should I start delegating and outsourcing? Again, amazing question. The thing that holds most boxes back, especially when they hit a plateau, is the owner, is just the bandwidth that you have, right? You can only juggle so many balls at once before you start dropping those balls, letting your team down, letting your members down. If you are the conduit for everything in your gym, if everything has to pass through you, eventually that bandwidth's going to fill up and things are going to slow down. So you need to delegate, you need to outsource, you need to trust people, but what and when is very important. So when should you start delegating? Before it starts to affect, let's try that again. Here's that rust. Woo. Before it starts to affect your members' experience, right? At some point, you'll know when it's time to delegate, when you start letting your members down, when you start letting your team down, because you've just got so much going on that things start slipping through the cracks. If you're wise enough to see that coming and you can start delegating before that, awesome. But if you're in a position now where you can already see that happening, and be honest, it probably is, you need to start delegating. You need to start trusting people, handing off some of the responsibility so that you can free up your time to focus on what's really important. And then the second box we have to tick before we start to outsource or delegate something is that task has been systematized, right? Don't just take this jumble of how to do something that's in your head but not defined and written down and has KPIs attached to it. Don't take that jumble and hand it off to someone else, because all you're doing is just passing on your ineffectiveness to someone else. And then they're going to screw it up because there's no guidelines, there's no system, there's no KPIs, and then you're going to get cranky at them. So make sure that it's systematized first. Make sure that you're handing them a package that's ready to go. They just have to follow the bouncing ball. So that's the when. The what, start simple. Start with things like monthly reports, social media posts, super simple data entry into like Zenplan or Whatify, that kind of stuff. Start with the easy stuff. The stuff that if someone messes it up, whether it's a VA in the Philippines or whether it's one of your team in the box, if they screw it up, which they will, it's going to happen. That's what happens when you hand off responsibility for the first little bit. It's not going to be the end of the world. Don't start with membership cancellations and things that really impact the members like this. Because if they screw that up first before they get the hang of things, before you can see whether they're ready for the responsibility, that's going to be a bad day. So start small, start simple. And then what else? Stuff that you suck at, stuff that just drains you. There's certain things that you are the best at in your box. There's certain things that you should be doing because you're the one who just kicks ass at it. And then there's a lot of things that you suck at. There's a lot of things that it drains your energy. It's not what you signed up for. And if you can hand that off, that's going to give you so much more bandwidth, so much more energy. And let's be honest, it's going to keep you happier for longer. And that's a big part of this. Running a box, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to turn up to work and at least in a small part each day, look forward to it. And if your to-do list is full of shit that you don't enjoy, it's going to make it hard. So start offloading some of the stuff that you suck at and that you don't enjoy. Awesome question. What and when should I start delegating and outsourcing? Before it starts to affect your members, when it's systematized, simple tasks, and stuff that you suck at. Awesome question.